If 45 new classic books were ordered, how many total books were ordered? So we have to come over here and look at this pie chart, y'all. So if it says classic books, we know that we're looking at this one in particular. Okay, it says classics are 15%. At the very top of your paper, I want you to write percent of whole equals part. Okay, well, with this problem and our chart, we're given two pieces of this puzzle. We're given the percentage. So what's the percentage of the classics?
15.
So we've got 15% of means multiply of the whole. But do I know how many total were ordered?
No.
If I don't know how many were ordered, I need to use a variable. So I'm going to use x equals, I know that 15% of the total was 45. Now, do I do math with percents?
No.
So I need to make that into a decimal, and I've got 0.15 times x equals 45. Now, next step is to get x alone. So to get x alone, right now that 0.15 is being multiplied times x. So how can I get rid of that? What's the inverse operation? I need to divide both sides by 1.5. Or 0.15, oops. So I've got 45 divided by 0.15. Can I divide by decimals? So what do? I need to move it over twice, move it over twice. Okay. How many times does 15 go into 45? Well, 15 times 2 is 30. So 15 times 3 would be 45. And it goes in there evenly. So I know that would be 300. But what would that mean in context to the problem? So I was solving for the whole. So my whole is 300. So there were 300 total books ordered. All right, based on the total books ordered, how many of the books are biographies? Well, we just determined that how many total books were ordered? 300. So I know that the whole is 300. And it says how many books are biographies? Well, if I look at my graph over here, what percentage of the books are biographies? 10%. So I just need to determine what 10% of 300 is. Okay? And if you notice, it's in the same format as my formula up there. So do I do math with percents?
No.
So I need to make that to a decimal. So it's going to be 0.1 multiplied by 300 equals x. So I know that any number times 1 is that number. But here's where you guys mess up. Where do I put my decimal? Right, between the two zeros, because there's 1 behind here. So I need to make 1 in my answer. So what does that mean in context of the problem?
30 books are.
There are 30 biographies.